I've managed to put my rounded recess in, just an extrude remove of a circle, so a hole into the top of the frame. This is where my clip is going to go. I'm going to click at the bottom of the hole. It should all go yellow. I'm going to click extrude. I'm going to extrude it by 6. So the hole was 5mm deep. This is coming out by 6mm. I've got that 1mm clearance. And I'm going to click new as well because I want this as a new piece. And as you can see, I've got that 1mm clearance there. Now I've got that, I'm going to start a sketch on this face right on top, right on this 6mm point, because I'm just going to build a clip that's hopefully going to rotate, and it will be able to, you will see that in your designs. So I'm just going to do a center rectangle, down to 3, length 10 or 12, fill it to the corners, make it nice and neat, fill it 1, get rid of the back. Oh dear. Let's project the circle because we want to keep those lines in because they intersect and they allow us to get rid of this bit, get rid of that bit. And now I've got a 3D shape. I extrude that by 1mm is probably enough. And there I go. I can even now, and you don't really need to do that, I can even put, I'm going to put a half fillet on this. Everything in real life does have a fillet on, so even if it's just 0.5 mil, it makes it a little bit more realistic. And now I've got my nice smooth clip. If I jump into assembly now, and I go and insert, and I go down and I find my clip, and put it there, I can now put a cylindrical mate, there we go, cylindrical mate, in between the base of this and the circle right at the bottom here. And nothing else is fixed in place. So before you do that, you might just want to fix everything in place. And look at that, because I've put that mate in, I've now got everything's fixed. That I don't know what's going on with that. Everything's fixed. Oh, I can also, if I want to keep that down, I just put a planar mate between the base there and this part, and that should stick now. That should move exactly how it's intended to move. Like that. How good's that? You just need to do that now with all, I think 2 or 4 on each photo frame, maybe 1 on each side or on 2 sides. That should be fine. The other thing that you're going to need to do, and I'm going to show you how to do this now. Get rid of it. We don't really need that. Some of you might want to use screws, and screws are going to look really, really good in your assembly. So some of you have got hooks. If you've got screws or nuts and bolts anywhere, I'd encourage you to use that because they are super easy to make. Okay, so you want to be in assembly for this. When we go and insert component, we've got our current document, which is everything we've got down in our tabs. We've got other documents, which is anything we've got on OnShape full stop. And then we've got something called standard content. This is where you're going to find your nuts, your bolts, your hinges, your screws. This is where you're going to find everything that you could find in B&Q. First thing I'm going to do before I do that, however, is I'm just going to put a little chamfer on each of these holes. So I've put my holes in where I want my screws to go. They're 6mm. Yours could be 8. I think 6 is a sensible size. I'm just going to put a small chamfer on them, and this is going to act as a countersink. So I'm just going to put a 1mm chamfer on them, and this is so the screw sits nice and snug and flush against the surface of your design. And that makes it look pro. You can talk about that. You can talk about why you put a countersink in. There we go. It just takes a minute to refresh, and here we are. So insert standard content, bolts and screws. Because it's a 6mm hole, I want an M6 screw. And the length, that's only 1mm. I want it to be about, I'm going to say 25mm. We can change that if we need to. What do I want? A crosshead screw. You can have a look through these. These all look flat-headed to me. Oh, look at that. That's got your countersink in it. You want one of those. Lovely. We can work with that. M6. Let's try 25. I think that's all right. Now, if we insert that, we should have something which looks like it's going to fit in here. And you know what the best thing is? Soon as I put it anywhere near that, it's going to snap to it. And that, you might want to put it a little bit further in, but you've got your screw there. You've got that bit that's going to go in the wall. Yeah, it doesn't sit quite flush, but that's all right. Do the same down here. And the same for these. So that's your standard content, and that's going to look really, really good. I don't know if we can move them once we've snapped. We can have a go. No, we can't. I'll leave you to play about with those. See how close you can get it. See how much you can mirror that countersink. Don't worry about the fact it's not sharp on the edge. That's for rendering purposes, and the fact there's no thread on it. But once you've got your glass, your backboard, your screws, how it's going to attach, you've got your holes and your clips, you're there. You just need to make sure that all your bits, all your extrudes, classed as new. What I mean by that is, I know I'm telling you a lot of information. Just pause the video at any point. It is very bitty. What you want to do is ensure, and for sake of argument, I'll just boolean all this. So it looks like I've got one part, and you will have one part just down here. If you've just put add in your extruded it and you've pulled everything off everything else. All you need to do is make sure, for example, if you wanted this to be a part in itself, which it would be because it's something that would be added on at a later date. That's not part of the base material. This has probably been routed out, the main frame, routed, cut, jigged out. This has been stuck on it, so it needs to be another part. So in our exploded drawing, we can address that. All you're going to do, where is it? Double click, find the extrude where you've extruded it, or the feature, whatever feature that might be. Click extrude, and it should default to add. You're going to make sure it says new. And as soon as you click new, click the tick. It has not worked. It should for you. It's not worked for me because I've just booleaned it. It's confused it, I think. So if I add it and then I click new, is that going to make a difference? No. It's not a great example. It should work for you because you won't have booleaned it. You'll just have done it straight from the off. In fact, if I... but that's what I want you to do. Any questions, give me a shout. I think that's enough for you to be getting on with. I will put a video up as well regarding your technical drawing. So how to make an orthographic to the standards where you get full marks. How to make an exploded drawing to the standard where you get the marks. There's a lot of marks for that section. You don't need to do a lot of work, but I will upload a video showing you how to do that. Okay, thank you very much.